Oi pessoal, tô aqui hoje pra jogar a Missão Lendária da Chiori. Já tô aqui em Fontaine e tô bem ansioso porque eu quero muito conhecer sobre o passado dela, mais sobre ela em si. Então, bora lá, eu já liberei aqui com as chaves. Inclusive liberei também aqui o da Lynette, né, o encontro. Mas eu tô pensando em fazer uma live pra jogar ele, pra ser uma live inicial pro canal assim. Mas enfim, bora lá pra Missão Lendária da Chiori. Capítulo Chioriya, Ato 1. Vai à corte de Fontaine, Quartier Lyonnais. Um festival de moda está sendo realizado em Fontaine. Você e pai vão decidir conferi-lo. Então eu acho que deve ser aquela parte que a gente viu na demo da personagem, né? Que ela meio que desfilando e tal. Até parei pra pensar, tipo, será que aquilo é do trailer? Eu até comentei se era do trailer ou era algo da missão lendária dela. Que bom que era a missão lendária, por sinal.
It seems like there's another event going on at the court of Fontaine. Look at that. Roadside signs as far as the eye can see. Let's see what they're for. Fontaine Fashion Week? Ooh, why don't we go check out some of the shops? Maybe we can pick up some cool new clothes.
Bom, eu não tô vendo placas aqui não. Cadê as placas aqui da Semana de Moda? Eu não sei. Pode ser que elas estejam aí, eu que não esteja vendo.
Is this really okay?
I told you I could do it using the leftover funds from the original deposit. Don't tell me you're afraid that I cheaped out on the dress.
No, not at all. I have only the fullest faith in your work, Miss Chiori. I'm just in shock, that's all. It's always been my dream to wear a Chioriya boutique dress for my wedding. I really thought the chance had passed me by.
Wait, isn't that Chiori? She's actually at her shop today?
Talvez seja por causa da Semana de Moda.
Oh, you've got a point there. Well, once she's done with her customer, we can go and ask her.
I'm a woman of my word. If I say I can do something, then it'll be done. The first rule of business is to always keep your promises. Now, remember to not fold the gown, or store it under direct sunlight. I'd recommend only taking it out on the day of the wedding. But from the look on your face, I can tell that may be a little difficult for you.
Oh, I'll try my best. Once he sees me in this, his jaw is gonna drop straight to the floor.
Que fofinho.
Chiori, you're actually at your shop today.
Is that really so shocking? It is mine, after all. Anything you're looking for today? A custom design, or perhaps some ready-to-wear outfits for kids?
Hey, Paimon's not a kid.
Ah, mas eu queria ver eles com outra roupinha. A gente queria mesmo saber sobre a Semana de Moda de Fontaine.
Oh, that. Well, if news of the event has reached your ears, I suppose the Fontaine Apparel Association's advertising efforts have paid off.
Are there any fun and popular activities that we can take part in?
Ugh, Fashion Week isn't what I'd call fun. But it certainly always attracts a crowd. It's a fashion extravaganza that only takes place once a year, after all.
Will you be showing off some of your designs too?
Of course. All designers at the Court of Fontaine use the week to advertise their brand. If you're lucky, you could even land a large amount of orders as soon as the main show ends. Come to think of it, it was also at a previous fashion week that our label first took off.
Aren't you pretty much an established name now? People will still buy your clothes even if you don't participate this year, right?
Yeah, that's not quite how it works. While many people buy clothes for fit and style, the fashion industry also strongly values a label's artistic vision and creative direction. Why would anyone patronize a label that hasn't even bothered to put out any new designs for the year?
Faz sentido.
In the end, fashion is just a representation of the spirit of the times. People support your brand because they support the vision it represents.
Nossa, isso aqui é muito, muito verdade mesmo. E muda, né? Tipo, como ela falou, representação do espírito dos tempos. É completamente diferente conforme vai passando o tempo.
Okay, so maybe fashion's more complicated than Paimon thought. All that complicated stuff aside, you're saying we'll be able to see new Chioriya designs at the show?
Absolutely. The designs have already been finalized. I'm just waiting for the fabrics to arrive.
Ooh, are you using materials you can't get in Fontaine?
Well,
Deve ser de Inazuma,
I
né?
still have a certain partiality to Inazuma-made fabrics. The textures are pleasant to the touch, and their familiarity gives me a sense of security.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's that feeling of home.
Ugh, something like that. Yes.
We're a long way from Inazuma, though. Aren't you concerned that your shipment might get lost or stolen along the way?
No need to worry. I've already taken steps to ensure that it'll arrive safely. I've entrusted the job to Komani Express's most reliable courier.
Kirara.
Excuse me. Coming through. Coming through.
Olha aí.
Chiori, your shipment's here. I know it's quite late, so I'm really sorry.
Deep breaths, Kirara, then start again.
Huh? And you're with customers as well? Oh, jeez. I've really kept everyone waiting. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault.
These two are the Traveler and Paimon. With how well traveled you are, you've probably heard of them already. And this is Kirara, Star Courier of the Komani Express. She's a Nakamata, in case you were wondering about the tales.
Eu acho que isso aqui deve ser diferente de acordo com o que o jogador jogou ou não, eu suponho. Porque a Kirara já é um pouco antiguinha, assim, né, no Genshin. Eu acho que ela deve ter chegado lá pela 3.6, 3.7, por aí. E eu tenho quase certeza que ela já participou de eventos que o viajante tava incluso. Então eu acho que isso aqui é uma versão diferente da missão, pra quem não viu isso. Tipo eu, né, que eu não vi nada, né, dela até agora. Não que eu não... Quer dizer, eu vi, mas tipo, eu no jogo em si não participei de nada que ela tava inclusa, então acho que é por isso.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. And sorry you had to see me like this. I know I'm late, but if an opportunity arises in the future, I still hope you'll choose Komani Express.
Pode deixar.
So, what was the holdup? Sailing delays, bad weather?
Huh? No, nothing like that. I just ran into a bit of trouble, that's all.
A caldinha.
Bandits, then? Or treasure hoarders? A few run-ins on the road aren't usually enough to give you any trouble.
Well, I didn't run into anyone exactly. I just got a little lost.
Suas
Keeping
caldas.
you honest as always, I see.
All right. I was stopped by a group of bandits as soon as I entered Fontaine. They were a little different from the ones I usually run into. I could hear them mumbling about Komani Express. It was obvious they were looking for someone with two tails.
Eu acho que deve ter sido a concorrência da Chiori, que pediu pra pegarem a Kirara antes dela entregar as coisas pra ela. Porque provavelmente eles sabem que ela usa a Command e a Express aí pra pedir as coisas.
So it was a targeted hit?
I got the sense that they were actually targeting Chiori's goods.
Viu?
My fabric shipment?
Yeah, they said that I could go as long as I left the goods with them. Otherwise, they'd stuff me into my delivery box and toss me into the sea to drown.
Credo.
Oh, are you okay, Kirara?
Oh, I'm good. I'm still a yokai after all. I turned them over
Ah.
to the guards. It just took me a while to round them all up.
Eu não sabia que ela era uma yokai. Interessante.
Well, it's not completely out of the ordinary for one of your deliveries to get intercepted. But it still doesn't make sense how you knew it was my goods they were after. You've got other deliveries to make in Fontaine, don't you? Is there something else that you're keeping from me?
Well,
As caldinhas.
Perhaps I need to reconsider how many stars to give you in my review.
you always know how to get me, Chiori. Alright, I'll talk. So, I kinda wanted to know why anyone would order a hit on me, so I spent a bit of time investigating. One of the bandits had a loose tongue, which saved me some time. He said that a certain person had commissioned them to intercept Chioriya Boutique's delivery.
Provavelmente um concorrente.
Who might this person be?
Chiori, why don't we just let this one go? I mean, I didn't really get injured, and you've still got Fashion Week to worry about.
I appreciate your kindness, Kirara, but if I don't teach this person a lesson, I doubt they'll stop here. Anyone that dares to mess with one of my friends deserves a stern talking to and then some.
Ô, louco.
All right.
Gostei.
The guy said that the commissioner was someone by the name of Uther.
Aliás, eu acho que eu já comentei isso, mas só reafirmando, toda a vibe que a Chiori me passa é bem de uma pessoa adulta e madura. Tipo, que se preocupa com os seus amigos e tal. É uma vibe muito legal, sabe? Um tipo de personagem honrado, bem legal, assim, eu gosto.
No, that name rings a bell. Wouldn't you say, Kirara?
Well, that's exactly why I didn't want to bring it up to you. So you both know this Uther guy? Through Chiori's complaints about him, sure. He's a fellow fashion designer who's made it his goal in life to make hers as miserable as possible.
Aí.
So he's like a business rival.
A cara do viajante ali, como se fosse a coisa mais horrível do mundo. Tipo, meu Deus, eu tenho que matá-lo?
A rival is what you call someone who fights you fair and square. Uther, however, just has it out for me as a designer. He's publicly disparaged my design choices, my use of materials. He's practically tried every trick in the book to ruin my good name.
Caralho.
I already warned him before to compete with me fair and square, but I guess he prefers playing dirty. Well, I'm more than happy to oblige.
É hora de dar o troco.
Wait, Chiori, where are you going?
Ele vai enfrentar ele diretamente?
Teach
Gostei.
someone a lesson. You must be tired after your long journey. Why don't you rest in my shop for a little while before heading back?
Isso que é foda.
Chiori, wait!
Wait o caramba, bora.
And she's gone.
A cara da pai.
No. What should we do?
Nada, deixa ela.
Concerned. Should we be worried about Chiori? Well, she's always been the type of person to face things head on. But with her fiery temper, I'm just worried whatever she's about to do will feel negative publicity about her right before the start of Fashion Week. Traveler, Paimon, could you go after her and check out the situation for me? As a formal employee of Komania Express, it wouldn't be appropriate for me to get involved.
A Kirara tem um ponto válido. Eu não sei como é que funcionam as coisas aí, mas se isso tiver como afetar negativamente a reputação dela, então é melhor arrumar outro jeito, né, do que fazer diretamente.
Yeah, we'll take good care of Chiori. To be honest, I'm more worried about that Uther guy's safety.
Claro, claro. E começou. Quando falam sobre hoje à noite. Tá aqui ainda, Kirara? Ah,
Anyway, please look after Chiori for me.
ok. Olha, Chevre tá ali. Chevrose.
Any
Chevrelse.
chance you're on the clock, officer?
Nothing good ever comes out of you addressing me like that. Oh? And I see the Traveler and Paimon are here too.
Hi.
Chevraz, we meet again.
Você está em patrulha? Tudo tem ido bem?
Well, things have been fine on my end. We were able to bring in a large number of recruits thanks to that film we made.
Eu também agora fiquei curioso se isso aqui vai mudar se a pessoa não fez o evento lá dos filmes, porque eu fiz, né? Então, eu entendo isso aqui. Essa missão deve ter um monte de coisa, velho, que muda de acordo com se a pessoa jogou algo ou não.
I suppose the trade-off is that I'm now constantly getting stopped for autographs while out on patrol. Not ideal, if you ask me.
Well, you were one of the leading roles after all.
Exato.
So, did something happen?
Indeed it did. I'll need you to come with me.
I only ever hear that phrase from you. Usually I'm the one asking people to do that.
Well, are you coming?
Not before I know what you're planning.
Have I ever made a bad call?
Ó.
Better question is, have you ever made one that didn't violate proper procedure?
Okay. A man hired a group of bandits to mug my friend. I'm about to go teach him a lesson.
Are you sure this is something you should be telling the captain of the special patrol? It's getting hard to tell whether you're here to report a case or turn yourself in for one.
Neither.
Ela não fez nenhum ainda.
Requesting personal supervision from said captain, so I don't do anything too out of line.
Justo. Com a capitã lá, ela não vai matar o cara, né? A capitã não vai deixar.
Are you planning to?
Não.
Not if I can help it.
All right. Where is this person?
Follow me.
Follow me. Bora.
Just promise you'll start trying to keep yourself out of trouble.
Well, when trouble stops coming my way, I'll be sure to get on that.
Justo. Convenhamos, é justo. Ela tem que se defender também, né?
This should be the place. You all wait here. I'll go have a chat with him.
Chat.
Chevraz, Paimon gets the sense that you two are actually pretty close.
It's just as Chiori said. We got to know each other pretty well in our lines of work. You could call it a you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours sort of situation.
Does Chiori often need your help?
I'd say it's mutual. The Special Patrol needs her help quite often as well. We've got tough problems of our own. Getting people to talk, for example. The uniform, the musket, they're intimidating. Most people clam up the minute they see us. Lips sealed so tight, getting them to talk almost feels like trying to break into the fortress of Meripede. But put them in a clothing boutique, and they suddenly start gushing faster than the waters at the Fountain of Lucine.
Oh, is it because they're trying to show off or something?
Yep. People are vain creatures. They can't help but want to talk up new developments in their lives or show off how much they know about other people. And nothing brings out that sort of vanity quite like fashion. As a
Interessante.
result, Chiori often picks up on all kinds of information in her shop. Most of her customers are members of the upper class, which means they're pretty much up to the gills in wealth and intel.
You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Huh, Paimon gets it now.
Exactly. I'm also here to ensure Chiori's safety. Those who make trouble for her also tend to be rich and powerful. And in some very rare cases, I'm forced to protect other people from Chiori herself. So, who got on her case this time? It's been a while since I last saw her that angry.
Como eu falei, o legal é que ela, tipo, até aceita, até certo ponto, claro, se o pessoal faz alguma coisa com ela. Mas amigos dela, aí passou a linha.
Oh, so this is what happened.
Huh? Uther, you say?
Uther?
You've heard of him?
Yep. He's made trouble for Chiori several times already. He's fond of pretty much every dirty trick in the book. I heard that even the Maison Gardiennage issued him a warning due to his behavior. So he's back at it, huh? His funeral, I guess.
Whoa, what?
His funeral?
All of a sudden.
I just meant that Uther's done for. Now bring it in, you two. Get right up close.
Bem ali, ó, ela apontando.
Sure, but why?
Ele vai sair voando pela janela?
Because this is probably going to turn into one of those very rare cases I just talked about.
Caralho, eu sabia. Caralho. Só faltava lá cuspir nele, xingar ele. A visão da
What are
morte.
you doing? Stay away from me!
Nada, não tô fazendo nada.
Has anyone ever taught you the definition of stupidity?
Porra?
Stupidity is doing the same meaningless thing over and over again.
Porra?
Fears you've forgotten what I told you before. So, allow me to refresh your memory. Lay off the dirty tricks.
Isso aí.
And if you dare lay your hands on my friend again, you can expect a far less pleasant landing next time.
Chiori?
Até agora foi de boa, ela não fez nada que infligisse, assim, a parte física dele, né? Tipo, ela só puxou pela... Quer dizer, ela jogou ele pra fora da casa, mas agora não, agora ela só deu um toque ali pra ele, tá ligado? E um toque muito legal, por sinal. Porra, que personagem foda. Cospe nele, vai.
Officer, an assault's in progress! Please, officer, you've got to do something!
Ela não
Of
agrediu, não.
course. I'll do my utmost to investigate the situation. Unfortunately, I was chatting with this traveler and seemed to have missed what happened. Not to worry, though. If you'd allow me to search the scene, I'm sure I'll be able to collect some useful evidence. You don't mind, do you? There's nothing in there that would implicate you in any illegal activity, I would hope.
Yay.
Forget it. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Ms. Chiori, I must also ask you to refrain from engaging in such disorderly conduct in the future, especially out in the open like this.
Apologies, officer. I guess you could say I'm just used to tossing out any trash I come across on the street.
You...
Is there anything else either of you have to say for yourselves?
That's all from me. I sincerely hope that today's events will never happen again.
We'll see about that.
O que arrombado? O cara ainda continua, véi. Não é possível.
That scared the heck out of Paimon. How did he just go flying out like that?
Que arco gracioso.
You're too kind.
Now's not the time to be accepting compliments. What happened to not doing anything too out of line?
Oh, not
Ele
even a
escorregou.
little bit, is what I said. And I think I kept to that. I started with a verbal warning, but he displayed neither shame nor remorse. If anything, he kept running his mouth with insults and threats.
Insults and threats so bad that he deserved to be tossed out like a sack of trash?
Ele escorregou.
Believe it or not, they were that bad. He deserved to get knocked down a peg. It's the only way to get him to stop.
You could have reported him to the guards.
Oh, I will. But it'll take some time for them to gather evidence. And he denied that he ever had anything to do with those bandits. I don't want anything else to happen during Fontaine Fashion Week. On top of that, if Kirara is going to continue delivering goods for me, the least I can do is guarantee her safety. Oh, that reminds me. There is another favor I'd like to ask of you today.
What a shame. I believe you've already used up your favor quota for the day.
Have I? Well, it's a good thing I was planning on taking in advance on tomorrow's quota then.
Don't you think you're maxed out on advances already?
I always pay you back in information, don't I? It's just like you said. You scratch my back, and I scratch yours.
Essas duas, velho. Que dinâmica legal dessas duas. Que dinâmica legal, eu gostei. Tipo, uma é uma policial, né? Obviamente ela tenta sempre ficar dentro do que a lei impõe, por mais que, obviamente, ela tenha suas próprias convicções pessoais, né? Ela dá pra ver que ela concorda com a Chiori e tudo isso. E a outra, que é a Chiori, é a de fazer justiça com as próprias mãos, só que, tipo, ela tem que, ao mesmo tempo, se manter no máximo que dá dentro da linha, sem exagerar. Mas aí ela também pede uma ajudinha, né, da Chevreuse pra isso. Enfim, eu gostei da dinâmica.
We're back.
A Kirara ali.
You were gone for an awfully long time. Oh, please tell me nothing bad happened.
There's nothing to worry about. All you need to know is that you'll never have to worry about someone in Fontaine messing with your deliveries again.
Será?
Sorry, Chiori. I didn't mean to cause you so much trouble.
What are you talking about? You didn't do anything wrong. Those greedy bandits are to blame, along with a certain someone who doesn't know when to lay off the petty tricks. The next time you need to leave the city, call the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. They'll escort you half of the way, and the Spina di Rusula can take the second half. With that sort of escort, the next time you make a delivery, those treasure hoarders won't go anywhere near your goods. Unless, of course, it's to offer to carry them for you.
Good one, Chiori.
I'm being serious. You know me. If I bring something up, you can assume it's already a done deal. You're going back to Inazuma tomorrow, right?
Wait, you don't mean...
I've already spoken to the captain of the Special Patrol. As discussed, the patrol's going to take a small detour during their daily training tomorrow. As for Navia, I'll give her a heads up in a bit.
Caramba.
There's really no need. I'm just a simple courier. I don't need to be surrounded by a bunch of armed guards.
Aqueles com óculos de sol.
Sunglasses, for that matter. Don't you think this is a bit much?
Well, you certainly shouldn't count on such a procession for every trip you make to Fontaine. It's just a one-off thing, for my own peace of mind. It'll also show those guys what'll happen to those who dare to mess with my friends.
Já que ela falou com a patrona, eu só penso nisso com um tipo de situação, uma mão lava a outra.
Yes, well put.
Well, if you think it's a good idea, Traveler, then I guess it's fine.
Well, with the bad guys out of the way and your goods safely delivered, everything should be good to go for Fontaine Fashion Week, right?
I believe so. I'll try to churn out a few more outfits over the next few days. I've heard a lot of suppliers will be participating this year.
Paimon's gonna take a guess and say if suppliers are super important.
Com certeza.
Of course. They supply us designers with funding, equipment, factory access. You have to work with them if you want to become a truly renowned fashion house. That's also why this year's Fashion Week is so important to me.
But isn't your brand already really famous, Chiori? Your clothes are so pretty and so nice to wear. I can't help but brag about them to my customers whenever I get the chance.
Even so, I would imagine there are still people who've never heard of the Chioriya brand, yes?
Well...
Provavelmente.
I mean, with the amount of places that I deliver to, it's only natural that some people from other nations haven't heard of it.
Then it's still not famous enough. My goal is to make the Chioriya brand renowned throughout all of Teyvat.
Que legal, véi. Tô dizendo, ela é uma personagem tão completa no quesito ela, tipo, personalidade, sabe? Eu tô gostando muito disso.
All of it? Your business would have to get pretty huge then.
Ela consegue.
Wait, would that mean I could just go to any Chioriya branch on the continent to get my clothes fixed? It has been pretty inconvenient having to come to Fontaine every time I need to get them patched up.
Ali.
Alternatively, of course, you could just be a bit more careful with them. They're already about as durable as I can make them.
Okay, I'll admit, they do get snagged on branches pretty often, but I can't help it. It's hard to be careful about that sort of thing when you're trying to take a nice nap in a tree.
Por que ela
Well, if that's
dorme na
great,
árvore?
Chiori, then we should do our best to make it a reality. Is there anything we can do to help out with Fashion Week?
I'm sure I could think of something.
Por favor, deixa a gente experimentar alguma roupinha assim, nem que seja numa cutscene, tá ligado? Tipo, não precisa... Não vai ser no jogo, obviamente. Mas na cutscene, bota o Traveler com outra roupa, a Paimon também.
Ooh, what is it?
É o viajante, velho. Todos os países de Teyvat já conhecem ele, tá ligado? Então, daria um hype, uma reputação bem maior pra marca.
Why don't you come to my shop tomorrow and model for me? Simply put, you'll serve as my living mannequins.
Perfect.
Oh, so we get to try on some of your clothes? Got it!
Seeing them off the rack will also give me the chance to make some small adjustments to the stitching and the silhouette of the designs.
Sounds easy enough.
Você precisa que a gente desfile também? Por favor. Mas a gente pode ficar com também uma boa opção. Eu não sei. Esse aqui, outro segundo não vai acontecer, então... Você quer que a gente desfile?
No need. We've already booked the models for that.
Podia deixar a gente desfilar, velho. Que droga.
If you like them, though, feel free to visit the boutique and see if anything catches your eye. I'll even give you a special discount.
Eu queria, sinceramente.
Ooh, sounds great! Paimon was just starting to get curious about all this design stuff.
Then we have a deal. You'll model some formal wear, Traveler, and... I don't know. Paimon here will show off some kids' designs. I'll see you both tomorrow, then.
Yep, sounds good. Wait, kids' clothes? Paimon told you already, she's not a little kid!
Mas é o tamanho, né?
Is coming up. Oh, my husband.
Ó, a Kirara com a mãozinha pra trás assim.
The most
Speaking of clothes, do yours happen to need any mending right now, Kirara?
Well, since you asked, Chiori, there's this part around my waist.
Oh, need a bit of letting out around the middle.
No! It's a tear. Those bad guys did it.
Bonitinho. Ela pensando que ela tinha engordado. Bora esperar até a próxima manhã e eu vou pegar água ali rapidinho. Pera aí.
Those memories. So dark.
Voltei e peguei um lanchinho também aqui, um biscoito. Então bora pular aqui pro próximo dia. 6 da manhã, mais ou menos. Pra gente ser modelo da Chiori. Espero que, sei lá, de alguma forma eles coloquem uma animação ou um printzinho assim. Tipo aquele da Chiori segurando a gravata do cara. da gente com a roupinha. Seria legal, quero muito ver, velho. Peraí, eu botei 6 horas da manhã. Ah, tá. É porque o sol não tá batendo aqui. Parece que tá escuro, que legal esse detalhe. Não tinha reparado nisso ainda. Com licença.
You're here early. I haven't even opened the shop yet.
Wait, has Kirara left already?
Yep, with the special patrol. Bright and early.
Did everything go all right on the road?
I believe so. The patrol makes for quite the entourage. The way they marched forward with Kirara in the center, you'd think she was some sort of VIP. For the second leg, the Spina also came with a pretty large group, led by Navia herself.
Olha isso, velho. Que legal essa imagem. A nave ali. Toda boss, toda chefe, né? E a Kirara no meio. Eu vou tirar print disso aqui, velho.
They took care to clear the path beforehand as well. Kirara won't so much as step on a single stray rock
Caramba.
on her journey. I even heard that Navia decided out of the blue to make a batch of macarons as a going-away gift for Kirara. An excellent souvenir to remember Fontaine by, I'd say.
Sounds like Navia really got into it.
That's exactly. She even lamented the fact that she didn't have time to prepare something even fancier. I'm pretty sure she can't wait for another escort opportunity to come her way.
Ah, gostou mesmo.
No, now that you mention Navia, Paimon thinks the two of you are actually pretty similar. You say what you mean, and when you have an idea, you really hit the ground running.
I
Realmente.
suppose that's why we're such good friends.
Oh.
Navia has a certain resilience about her. It's part of who she is. No matter what comes her way, she never bows down in the face of adversity. That sort of determination and courage is something I really admire.
Eu tenho que aprender com elas. Não importa o que apareça no caminho, ela nunca se curva em frente à adversidade, igual a Chiori, no caso. É uma lição bem legal. É bom absorver certas coisas assim, sabe? Pra gente.
That same spirit is the true vision of my brand. When she first mentioned commissioning an outfit from my boutique, well, I'm sure you can imagine my excitement.
Ah,
It's like finding the perfect brand ambassador, huh?
Indeed. Customers pay attention not just to the clothes, but also to the figures in society who wear said clothes. People like to copy the styles of those they look up to.
Huh. And here Paimon thought all that mattered was for the clothes to look cute.
Fashion is about more than just looks, my dear. Especially if you've got your sights set on a market the size of Teyvat. Well, would you look at the time?
as pessoas certas têm que usar a sua roupa. Que aí vai dar destaque, faz sentido. A nave é muito importante em Fontaine. Então dá um destaque muito grande. Ela tá usando a roupa da Chiori. Só consigo pensar no Ayato também. Ela poderia fazer o Ayato vestir algumas roupas dela, a marca dela. É uma pessoa muito importante lá em Inazuma.
Oh yeah. Come on, let's get down to business. We're here to model.
Indeed. Give me a moment while I go retrieve some fabrics and sample outfits. Why don't you help me set up the shop displays in the meantime?
Olha que bonita a loja dela por dentro. Toda arrumadinha. Tem os modelos ali de criança, eu acho, né? De uma pessoa maior. Os masculinos também. Muito bonito, velho. Muito bonito.
Set them up? How exactly?
Just carefully organize the ready-to-wear clothes with an eye toward their types and styles. This way, we can guarantee that the customers will see something different every day.
Whoa, there sure is a lot that goes into running a store.
Claro. Mas eu acho que tudo é simples, né? É incrível.
Well then, I'll leave the displays to you.
Ok.
So, we just need to put all the clothes with similar styles together, right?
Tá, eu quero ver qual a liberdade que a gente vai ter nisso aqui. Deixa eu só falar com ela aqui.
Please organize the clothes with an eye towards their types and styles. I'm counting on you.
Ok. Organizar de acordo com os tipos e estilos. Tá, bora ver isso aqui. Coloque o traje formal masculino, o traje formal feminino, kimono de Inazuma. Tá, aqui é o traje formal feminino. Easy. Aqui é o formal masculino e aqui o kimono de Inazuma. Ok. Perfeito. Será que tem outro final? Tipo, o final aleatório com que a pessoa erra e tal? Eu quero testar. Calma. Pega. Não! Droga, eu tô botando meme sem querer, velho. Que manda de Inazuma. Quero ver.
You didn't get bought out by my competitors, did you? This arrangement, it's...
Fiz sem querer. Só pra testar. Só.
Never mind. It might look like a chaotic mess, but...
Sério?
I suppose it works as a change of pace. And who knows? This style arrangement might come into vogue someday. Anyway, let's move on to the real task at hand. Over here, stand still. I'll take your measurements first.
Realmente vai ficar ali os bagulho estranho, meu Deus. Já me arrependi já.
Excuse me, Miss Chiori.
Oh, good morning, Leanne. How have you been recently?
Not too bad.
Your gown will be ready next week, so there's no need to worry about missing the ball. Or did you come here today because you'd like to make a new request, perhaps?
Oh, no. Nothing like that, Miss Chiori.
Eita.
To be honest, I came here today to cancel my order for that gown.
Cancel your order.
Será que é o cara...
But you can keep the deposit, of course. I know you can't return any materials you've already used.
Será que é alguma coisa que aquele cara fez que já tá se espalhando?
Don't worry about the materials. I'm more concerned about you. Did something happen, Leanne? Have your plans changed? It's all right. I'm not trying to make things difficult for you. I'll take note of the cancellation.
Thank you. I'm really sorry.
Don't worry about it. Just let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Provavelmente, tipo, ela agiu dessa forma assim porque provavelmente ela não quer ser rude na cara da Chiori. Mas ela deve ter escutado algum rumor, alguma coisa assim. E aí ela veio cancelar. Ela provavelmente não quer falar o que é na frente da Chiori, só.
Is it just Paimon, or was she acting a bit strange just now? Wonder why she wouldn't tell us why she was canceling her order.
Exato.
It's not a big deal. These things happen every once in a while. A family emergency, an important payday falling through, a lover's quarrel, no one to take you to the ball. I've pretty much heard it all. Judging from the look on her face, something's keeping her from revealing the truth to us. It's best not to pry.
Well, guess this means you'll have more time to work on Fashion Week, right?
That's true. Come, let's pick up where we left off.
Is Miss Chiori in?
I am. How can I help you?
Cancelar.
I'd like to return this item.
Oh, could I ask why?
It's just, not to my liking. You said I could get a refund if I wasn't satisfied, so that's why I'm here.
Is there something about it that didn't meet your expectations? Are the sleeves too short, or is the color too dark? I can always make those adjustments for you.
No need. You don't have to concern yourself with that. I'd just like that refund, please.
And
Okay.
I'd be happy to process that for you. If you could just tell me the cause of your dissatisfaction.
Is Chiori here? I'd like to return my outfit.
Oxi. Alguma coisa se espalhou. É,
Is
naquele
there
cara.
some sort of new calamity coming that I haven't heard about? Another flood? Or an apocalypse, maybe? What does the prophecy say this time? You'll be spared if you get rid of all your clothes? Surely the entire population of Fontaine didn't convene and pick this one day to come and return my clothes. What is going on?
Conta, véi.
What kind of rags are you trying to sell us, huh? The way I see it, this shop is nothing more than a black market front run by a bunch of dirty criminals.
Please calm down, sir.
Credo.
What is he talking about?
Haven't you heard? Chioriya Boutique has been exposed for having close ties
What?
with criminals. It's all over the papers.
Como?
Just who is it that dares to throw that accusation around?
E como que foi pro jornal já, tá ligado? Sem nem ter conversado com a própria dona. Tipo, imagina, você... What the fuck, velho? Você bota um bagulho no jornal sem conversar com a própria pessoa ali, sem ter coletado nenhuma evidência dela, que é a principal, no caso, alvo disso, né? Porque a Charlotte não deve ter tido parte disso, não, com certeza.
Well, you tell us. The fabrics you've got here, they're all sourced from underground factories, aren't they?
Não.
I've been transparent about my materials from the very beginning. I've already proved there's nothing wrong with them. If a little hearsay and baseless slander are enough to convince you, then by all means, go ahead and hand over your garments right now. Spare yourself from that flood of yours. Or have you not been convinced of that one just yet?
You...
E o que, meu irmão? Oxi.
I'm off!
Miss Chiori?
Go outside and help these customers with their return requests. There's no need to ask them why. We'll refund them at the purchase price.
Bando de idiota, cara.
Alright.
And
Não
once
sei.
you're done, put up the sign that says we're closed for the day.
Não entendi a... Tipo, se ela realmente já foi transparente sobre como que é todo o processo dela de materiais, aí como que a pessoa vai contradizer o bagulho que ela foi transparente? Só pode ser mentira e nem pegaram evidência com ela, como eu falei. Que raiva.
Got it.
Idiota.
Chiori.
Esses rumores...
They couldn't be more fabricated if you tried. No need to worry about them. I'm sure they'll go away on their own in a few days. The real goal here is to divert my attention away from Fashion Week. The best response right now is to tune it out and focus on finalizing my designs.
Mas, pô, tem que saber porque o jornal publicou um bagulho falso, não, porra?
If you say so, but Paimon still can't help but worry.
The best way to respond to public skepticism is to let your work speak for itself. There will be no doubt about the quality of my work once my new designs are released.
Justo.
The public just has to see it for themselves.
Miss Chiori, bad news!
Oh, for the love of... Can a woman not get a moment of peace to do her work? Go on. What's the matter now?
It's our accessories supplier. They just sent word that they'll no longer be able to supply us during Fashion Week.
No accessories? Not even the ones we pre-ordered?
Yes, that's what their messenger said.
And
Tá.
what about the models we asked them to book for us?
Aí já vai foder o próprio fornecedor em si, não? Porque se o fornecedor que tinha garantido um bagulho de pré-ordem pra ela não fornece, o erro é completamente dele. Ele que vai perder credibilidade pros outros fornecedores no futuro. Na lógica é pra ser assim, não faz
I
sentido.
think they'll probably pull out as well.
Even the suppliers believe those nasty rumors?
Mas não faz sentido, aí vai quebrar... Porra, eu sei lá, velho. Pode ser que eu esteja entendendo errado, eu só não entenda. Tipo, eles podem botar como base, né, eu suponho. Tipo, a gente quebrou esse acordo que tinha com ela de fornecer os negócios até que ela tinha comprado de pré-venda por conta dela estar sendo acusada de tal coisa. Então, assim, a gente não tem que garantir uma pessoa, algo pra uma pessoa que não tem uma conduta boa. Mas sei lá, como ela falou, se é um bagulho infundado e tal, a não ser que eles tenham falsificado muitas provas, não sei.
Is the messenger still here?
No, they've already left.
So, no accessories means no brooches, no bow ties, things like that?
Not just that. It means no gems, ribbons, gold thread, all the elements that lend life and soul to my designs.
But if you take those away, does that mean you won't be able to make your designs at all?
Alaf, you stay and watch the shop. I'll go talk to the supplier myself.
Vamos com você.
Yeah, and we can vouch for you too. We'll make sure your supplier knows there's nothing wrong with your clothes.
Thank you. In that case, please come with me.
I know Miss Chiori has put a lot of work into making Fashion Week a success. I hope you can talk things through with the supplier.
Obrigado, Elof. Eu tô achando que o caminho que essa quest vai tomar vai ser uma espécie de a Chiori ficando sem nada. Tipo, tudo indo embora, até mesmo os modelos que ela falou que tinha indo embora, assim. E aí ela tendo que fazer tudo sozinha. E nisso que ela faz tudo sozinha, ela consegue ganhar.
By the way, we really are just going to talk, right?
Of course. I wouldn't do anything to one of my business partners, especially when a reasonable conversation should suffice.
Então eu acho que vai para esse caminho, mais ou menos. Toque, toque, toque.
Who is it?
Venger, it's Chiori. We've worked together all these years. The least you could do is allow me a face-to-face conversation.
Justo.
Straightforward as always, I see. You know, there are certain conventions people usually follow if they want to seek someone's company. Sending a messenger, for example.
And when has following convention ever gotten me anywhere? Why hire a messenger when I can just explain things in person?
Gostei.
Have you read the papers today?
I don't like to waste my time on baseless lies and speculation. Maybe that's something you should consider as well.
You're right. I only subscribe to the Steambird. And most days I never even read the others.
So, these rumors. The Steambird was the one that published them?
Principal jornal?
No, not at all. They were in some second-rate fashion
Ué.
tabloids.
Well then, there you go. Those sort of headlines become old news faster than you can read them. Surely a bit of tabloid drama isn't worth cutting off my supply.
You would think that. But this time is different. Someone paid off the tabloids to publish the same article at once. They even went so far as to leave a copy in front of every house. That's how I first learned of the rumors.
Porra.
Every house? That means someone must have been planning this for a very long time.
Quem?
It seems your rival really pulled out all the stops this time, Chiori. The article was even published alongside a photo of you.
Véi, tem que ter... Porra, não é possível, velho. Eu tô ficando com um ódio desse cara. Não é possível. Como é que o cara não é preso logo, velho? Isso aqui já passou do limite. Não tem outra.
What sort of photo?
A photo of you
Ah,
beating up someone on the street yesterday.
claro que contrataram alguém pra ficar espionando, porque sabiam que ela ia lá e ia bater no cara. Puta que pariu, velho.
Yesterday? Wait, that means...
Ai, tá bom. A gente já pode tirar alguns aprendizados disso aqui, né? Tipo... Que ok, ela lida com as coisas muito diretamente, mas talvez ela tenha que também saber separar certos momentos e se controlar pra que isso não aconteça. Porque tiraram foto e aí fudeu.
Uther again.
Eu não sei, vamos ver.
I've got a copy.
Cadê?
See for yourselves.
Nossa senhora, vamos lá. Boutique Chioriya, tecidos invisíveis da escuridão. Boutique Chioriya, localizado dentro da nossa boa corte de Fontaine, diz ser uma loja de roupas com estilo único. Mas há um outro lado dessa história para poucos que ousam olhar por debaixo dessa mentira. Fontes da Fortaleza Merópide... Vamos lá. Fontes da Fortaleza Merópide dizem que não foram poucos os criminosos que se vangloriaram de usar roupas da Boutique Chioriya. Aí alguém botou assim: eu apenas senti que a atmosfera de lá combinava comigo. Criminoso condenado Lily disse. Essas palavras foram recebidas com muita aprovação de seus companheiros da prisão. Nossas fontes também dizem, que incrível, que um prisioneiro que foi recentemente condenado por conduta violenta e agressão também apoiou abertamente os designs da Chiori há um ano. O que tem a ver? Cara, vai ter pessoa que vai matar outra pessoa usando a roupa, sei lá, da Riachuelo da vida. Quer dizer que a Riachuelo apoia isso ou tá de mãos dadas com isso? Não! Tá ligado? What the fuck, véi? Como assim? Ao investigar mais de perto, os diversos fornecedores de Chioriya Ao investigar mais de perto os diversos fornecedores de Chioriya, descobrimos haver algo mais na história de que a descoberta dos criminosos preferirem seus produtos. A boutique é, na verdade, comparável com uma mão invisível, como uma teia de aranha que se conecta a esses malfeitores. Nossas investigações mostram que a família Wenger fornece os ornamentos que adornam seus designs, e um certo membro desta família é um convidado frequente na fortaleza. Mas diga-me, com quem tu andas, que te direi quem tu és. Que jornal sensacionalista do cacete, puta que pariu. O Wenger é esse cara, né, que ela tá agora. Então tá bom. Não apenas isso. esse do diga-me quem tu andas, que te direi quem tu és é foda, velho. O cara meteu uma dessa aqui, não é possível. Não apenas isso, mas muitos clientes também foram submetidos a tratamentos grosseiros na boutique Chioriya. Sr. Valerian teve isso a dizer. Uma verdadeira grossa. Nem se fala de ter recusado a fazer minhas roupas. Ora, ela pegou sua tesoura e começou a destruí-las e me jogou pra fora da janela. Isso aqui é o cara do teaser, né? Mas assim, ele literalmente, obviamente, que não vai falar que ele praticamente ia agredir a mina que tava lá. Porque ela tava ocupando o tempo que deveria ser focado pra ele. Tá ligado? Isso ele não bota aqui nesse arrombado. Enfim. Uma loja de roupas, mais como um covil de ladrões, se quiser saber. Sem dúvidas, muitos de vocês se perguntam por qual motivo o vidro da boutique Chioriya costuma quebrar fazendo um barulho terrível, deixando para trás uma tremenda bagunça. O encontro infeliz do Sr. Valerian revela a verdade. Um dia antes desse artigo ser publicado, mais um ato de agressão brutal aconteceu nas ruas. Imagine só a cena acontecendo conforme demonstrado na foto acima, que acho que vai ser depois desse texto aqui, né? Chiori, com um semblante aterrorizante, agarra seu concorrente, um Sr. Uther, pela garganta, fazendo gestos ameaçadores contra ele. Esse incidente foi resolvido pelos guardas que correram para a cena. Quando perguntamos aos criminosos por que eles gostavam da marca, a resposta que recebemos foi que a marca Chioriya usa táticas competitivas ilegais para sair por cima, dando esperanças para os malvados entre nós de que eles ainda podem ter sucesso. Caso você esconda isso sob uma mentira de moda e beleza. Que argumento incrível. Talvez aqueles que compram roupas desse estabelecimento devem estar seguindo sua filosofia, preferindo liquidar aqueles que possuem desavenças. Ainda mandam ali, se você compra, você tá financiando o tráfico. O cara mandou praticamente essa. A boutique Chioriya é de fato um lugar cegamente elogiado por fashionistas, que mantém uma clientela exclusiva de criminosos. Que bagulho sensacionalista do cacete, meu amigo.
Behind the scenes, the true Chioriya boutique takes shape. Not a fashion house, but a house of lies. Relying on its close ties to the criminal underworld, the Chioriya brand employs illegal competitive tactics to come out on top, giving hope to the evildoers among us that wrongdoing can still prevail, provided you conceal it under the guise of fashion and beauty.
I don't know what happened, and I don't want to comment on things that I didn't see with my own eyes. Still, that photo shows you to be the clear aggressor.
Tá, então, pelo que eu entendi, obviamente o Wenger percebeu que é uma matéria completamente horrível, tendenciosa e mentirosa, e sensacionalista e uma merda, mas o ponto aqui, né, que ele tá frisando é a questão da agressão. Independente de qualquer coisa, o que incomodou ele foi a agressão e tal, beleza. Mas Uther seria o Chiori primeiro, ele até contratou alguns capangas para atacar a entregadora dela.
I appreciate you standing up for me, Paimon, but it can't be helped now.
That's right. The court of public opinion has already made up its mind. Still, I've got to give your rival high marks for effort. They even dug up the fact that my father once served time in the fortress of Meripede.
But that was so long ago.
In the world of fashion, your past is like a piece of clothing stained with mud. Once tainted, it can never be washed clean.
Isso lembra a internet também.
They claim that most of your clientele are criminals and that those who buy your clothes are just like you. People who silence all dissent with violence.
The absurdity. I don't even know which part to laugh at the most.
Well, it's no laughing matter. Maybe your clientele are criminals. Maybe they're not. There's even the possibility that they're just people who happen to commit crimes after buying your clothes. But with the way this article combines fact with rumor, trying to determine the truth is practically an exercise of futility. It's not something people are just going to forget about in a day or two, especially when they've found several people to back up their claims.
Wenger, are you sure you won't reconsider? If we go through with the show together, we can defeat them fair and square.
If I were younger, I might have said yes. But I'm no longer that brave young man with nothing to lose. I've got the family business to consider now.
Ok, pior que entendo. É justo ele falar isso.
I'd be perfectly happy to work with you again after this. but my daughter is manning the store during Fashion Week.
Olha aí.
I don't want her implicated in all of this. She doesn't deserve to be swarmed by all that negative publicity.
I understand.
É compreensível,
Let
sabe?
me offer you a piece of advice, Chiori. For old time's sake. Let this Fashion Week go. There's always next year. You just need to wait for all of this to blow over.
Duvido que
You're
ela
free to
faça
work
isso.
things out, Venger. I'll make my own choices.
Have you ever thought maybe that attitude of yours is what's gotten you into all this trouble?
Have you ever thought maybe this attitude of mine is precisely what paved the way for my success?
Nossa, essa frase aqui, porra! Caralho, que lapada, velho.
Fair enough.
Justo.
Then I suppose all there's left to say is best of luck. As for the models, none of them wanted to
Olha
be
aí,
implicated
falei.
in this either.
Understood. Take care.
Ou vai ser ela mesma, a modelo, né? Ou então vai ser a Návia e tal, tá ligado? Acho que pode ser o pessoal que apareceu na demo, né? Os irmãos lá, né? O Lyney, Lynette e o Lynette e a Návia. E talvez ela também em si. Queria que a gente também, mas eu acho que não. Ou a gente sim também, né? Podia ser. Seria legal. Mas, porra, aquela resposta dela foi foda. Muito boa.
So, what should we do now?
Without the accessories, I can no longer use my old designs.
How could they do this? They're making things up. The boutique doesn't have anything to do with violent criminals. Can't people tell this is just a bunch of lies?
O fogo dessa situação toda é que eu também consigo entender o lado do senhorzinho ali que acabou de falar com a gente. Tipo, não falando da atitude da Chiori em si, né, como ela lida com as coisas, mas da parte, sei lá, da parte muito extrema, digamos assim, da violência. Eu não sei, cara, tipo, até que ponto é válido e tal, ou vai ajudar ela ou não vai. Tipo, eu gostei pra cacete, tá ligado, dela ter batido naquela miséria daquele cara lá, aquele rival dela, né, que só fica fazendo merda. E também naquela cena do teaser lá, que ela joga o cara pra janela. Foi maravilhoso, cara. Eu sou a favor da violência, tô brincando. Foi maravilhoso ver aquilo. Só que isso pode acabar também sendo uma faca de dois gumes, querendo ou não pra ela, sabe? Aí eu não sei. Eu quero ver pra onde que isso vai. Quero ver o que ela vai tirar disso, se ela vai se manter nisso, ou sei lá. Eu tô curioso.
Public opinion has never been about what's true and what's not. It's about echoing the loudest voice in the room. I should have seen it from the beginning. Uther knows me too well. Everything that happened yesterday was just a trap.
Well, guess all we can do is just head back for now.
Era ela que eu queria saber mais. Como que ela... Sei lá, como é que ela tá nisso. Se ela viu que isso foi publicado, sei lá.
Charlotte, what are you doing here?
Looking for you, of course. Did you see those fashion tabloids this morning?
Desculpa, eu viajei pra caralho. Eu esqueci, sinceramente, que não foi no Passar a Vapor, foi nesse tabloide aí de um jornalzinho, um Peba. Não foi no Passar a Vapor, desculpa, eu esqueci. Por um segundo esqueci.
You mean that sorry excuse for an article? Oh, just thinking about it makes Paimon's blood boil.
You too, huh? Whoever wrote that article must have known the Steambird would never print something so defamatory.
Pois é.
Unfortunately, not all papers in Fontaine share our same sense of journalistic integrity. Miss Chiori doesn't deserve to suffer all this baseless slander. I was just about to find some people to interview so that I can write an article to refute all those claims. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's people who misrepresent and distort the facts.
That's great! With your help, we might be able to get some people back on our side!
Perfeito. A opinião pública, como a Chiori falou, é quem tem a voz mais alta, e Passar a Vapor é bem importante.
It's my pleasure. I've met Miss Chiori several times. I know she's not the kind of person that article makes her out to be. She was the one who made the hat and tie for my camera, Miss
Aw.
Verite.
Que bonitinho.
Speaking of Miss Chiori, do you know where she went? Alof told me you were all together.
She was just here. Maybe she went over there? Let's go check.
If you ask me, I think Chioriya Boutique is done for.
I mean, what did they expect? Engaging with criminals behind their customers' backs.
Tô brincando. Para continuar.
They kept up a solid front, though. I've even bought from them before.
Really? How was it?
The owner was plenty fierce, that's for sure. Makes sense if she regularly deals with criminals, I guess. I've got the chills just thinking about it.
Bora.
Oh no, we've lost her. Did you hear what all those people were saying? Paimon can't believe they bought all that nonsense.
Miss Chiori doesn't often appear in public or give a lot of interviews, so the general public hasn't had a chance to really get to know her. It's also true that her way of dealing with things can be a little extreme sometimes. It's easy to use that to mislead people who don't know anything else about her.
This is all Uther's fault. Paimon would pick him up and throw him across the room too if she could. Wait a second. You don't think Chiori might have gone looking for him, do you? You know, so she can, finish what she started?
Eu acho que
Only
não.
make the situation worse for her. I'm sure Miss Chiori knows that too.
Pois é.
You've got a point. Let's just return to the boutique and see if she's there then. Elaf, we're back! Oh, who's this?
É do casamento, né?
This is Miss Letitia. She's also here to see Miss Chiori.
Oh, you were the one who came to collect the wedding dress yesterday, right? Wait, please don't say you're returning that dress too.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm just here to thank her. In fact, if there's anything I can do to help her out,
Oh.
I'd be more than willing.
Ah, so you've come across that article as well.
Yeah, you probably don't know this, but after I got engaged, I didn't think I'd be able to wear a Chioriya dress on my wedding day.
Why?
My fiancé owns a small business. It doesn't bring in a lot of mora, but we get by. After he proposed, he took me to Chioriya Boutique, and we put down a custom order for a dress.
Que bonitinho.
Probably noticed how often I talked about Miss Chiori's clothes, and how pretty they were. Being able to wear one of her dresses to my wedding has always been my dream.
And then?
Isso é tão precioso.
And then, something happened to the business. And we ran into major mora problems. We were able to scrounge up enough to pay off our debts, but it left us without the funds to pay for the dress.
Ah, velho, eu quero financiar. Eu pago da minha mora. Vai, eu ajudo.
But didn't Chiori say she was able to make the dress from what was left of the original deposit?
Yes. When I came to cancel the order, she asked if something happened, and I told her everything. She heard me out, and then told me not to worry. She assured me that the deposit I paid would be enough for the dress, and that she'd be able to finish making it in time as well. She promised that I'd be able to wear a Chioriya dress on my wedding day.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? I've always known Miss Chiori to be a woman of her word.
It is good. It's just, after I went home yesterday, I couldn't help but take out the dress and try it on. My fiancé happened to walk into the room, and when he saw me, he froze on the spot.
Ah, what a shame. He's not supposed to see it until the wedding day.
Exato.
Well, see, that wasn't actually the issue. He's seen a lot of wedding dresses in his time doing business, so as soon as he saw it, he knew for sure that it must have cost far more than what we paid.
Huh? So wait, that means...
Yeah. Miss Chiori covered all the costs and held nothing back. The fabric, accessories, beading, construction. It was all of the highest quality.
Miss Letitia, I'd really like to use your story for a piece I'm writing about the boutique. Would you mind going on the record?
Seria perfeito. É uma boa história pra isso. E uma história verdadeira, né? Isso é muito lindo da parte da Chiori, tá vendo, velho? Ajudar uma pessoa que... Ela não ganhou, eu suponho que ela só tinha perdido, né? Em relação a dinheiro e tal. mas ela ainda assim cumpriu um sonho de uma pessoa que ama a marca dela.
Huh? Well, if it would help Miss Chiori out, I wouldn't mind at all.
I think it'd go a long way. Your real experience is more powerful than all those lies combined.
Exato.
Hey, Olaf! Has Chiori come back here since we left?
Huh? I thought you were all together.
Well, we were. If she didn't come back here, then do you know of any other places she could have gone?
Oh, I remember now. There's this one cliff by the sea. Miss Chiori would always go there whenever she was upset.
In that case, why don't we split up? I'll continue interviewing Miss Letitia, and you two can go look for Miss Chiori.
All right, sounds good. Let's go.
Bora lá.
Miss Chiori isn't the sort to just give up. She probably just needs a place where she can think in peace.
A tão antecipada Semana de Moda começou. Muitos designers de renome se reuniram para esse evento. Suas obras novas e meticulosamente fabricadas estarão em exibição no show final. Que a luz da moda brilhe sobre a cidade das artes.
So, in your opinion, what is Miss Chiori like as a person?
Let's see. Well, she's certainly not afraid to say what she means, but she always looks out for her customers however she can.
Exato, justo. Peraí, deixa eu ver se esses dois estão falando alguma coisa aqui.
Did you read the paper today?
Oh, I did. My goodness. I couldn't believe what I was reading.
Pelas mechas glamurosas de Neuvillette. Ela não falou isso aqui em inglês, não.
Do you think there's any truth to it? Have you asked your husband? He's a judge, isn't he?
You would never indulge in such idle gossip. Still, he advised me to hold off on buying any more related wares for the time being.
Yes, how prudent. Wait for the dust to settle. My husband said the same.
Ok.
Indeed. I wouldn't want to invite scandal through one of my purchases now, would I?
Ok, elas pelo menos são mais, digamos assim... Eu não sei a palavra, velho, mas assim, pelo menos elas não tô tacando pau de graça, assim, na tora. Elas, não, ok, vai, como tá acontecendo essas merdas, bora esperar, ficar um pouquinho de boa, suave, tá ligado? É justo. Tá, eu pensei que esse cara ia falar alguma coisa aqui. Ah, ela tá sentada. Eu vou tirar uma foto disso aqui, velho. Espero que dê pra tirar uma fotinha bonita. Não vai ser a melhor foto de todas não, mas... pelo menos uma fotinha bonita.
There you are, Chiori!
How did you know where Olaf told you, didn't she?
She did. We were just looking for you at the shop and Letitia was there. She wanted to thank you for the dress. So, you see? You don't have to be sad. We'll figure out how to get through this together.
I'm not upset. I just wanted to get some fresh air. Wanna sit here with me? The view's quite stunning.
Eu quero. É bem alto, não parece que tem muito espaço. Ah, me dá uma opção. Que frescura, porra. Peraí.
Sorry about that. I'm the only one here most of the time.
Alright, don't mind if we do.
Besteira. Bora lá. Não. Essa cena é tão linda, cara. Vou tirar print. Espero que eu tenha conseguido tirar print. Eu não sei se deu tempo.
Well, how does it feel?
Olha que lindo isso. Bora respirar igual ela.
This place is pretty great.
Right? It's quiet and open, and far from the relentless critique from fashion commentators and the media. It's just you and the beautiful scenery.
Yeah, it's important to take yourself out of that kind of stressful environment every once in a while.
I didn't grow up in a very strict family. My parents would joke that I grew up to be so assertive because they spoiled me as a child. I would get together with the other children to climb trees and explore caves. One time, I even climbed over the walls of the Kamisato estate. One of the servants had to physically remove me.
Caramba.
Whoa, Paimon would have never imagined that.
But even as rambunctious as I was, when it came to needlework, I was as quiet and focused as could be.
Então ela sempre gostou de verdade disso, né?
It was as if I discovered a whole new world within those vibrant, dazzling fabrics. You know the feeling?
Sorta.
My parents noticed, and they sent me to study under a famous Inazuman tailor. It wasn't long before I had driven away pretty much every master tailor on the archipelago. You could say I really tried their patience.
You were that misbehaved?
Acho que não é questão de se comportar mal, mas talvez ela tinha as próprias ideias.
I wasn't misbehaved, exactly. I just often
You?
had strange ideas when it came to fashion. Ones that weren't in line with traditional ways of doing things. On top of that, I hated the idea of groveling and making outfits for every arrogant big shot expecting me to be at their beck and call.
Acho que é porque a cultura de Inazuma é bem essa vibe aí que ela tá falando, né? Algo mais tradicional e tal, e ela com certeza não se encaixa nisso.
Anyway, a few incidents later, I soon found myself without a master. Worse, not one shop was willing to hire me. Not even to do grunt work.
No wonder you left Inazuma.
I was angry and frustrated. So, before I left, I swore to all those masters that my brand would one day become renowned all over Teyvat.
Well, that's a great dream to strive towards.
After that, I came all the way to the court of Fontaine, a city often referred to as the capital of arts and fashion. I had a lot of fun starting out. Sure, I was living in a small cramped room, but I was finally free to make whatever I wanted.
Ah, véi, eu tô quase chorando com essa parte aí. Tipo, ela começou lá de baixo, sabe? Uma casinha pequena, as coisas simples, mas começou a fazer as coisas dela, que ela queria.
I had a far more naive view of fashion back then. As long as something was pretty, it would become popular, right? A simple concept, surely. Of course, as I spent more and more time in the industry, I learned nothing was ever that simple. Least of all, fashion.
Eu tô auto-refletindo sobre várias coisas minhas enquanto ela tá falando isso. Muito bom. Bem, eu conheço alguém que simplesmente ama seus designs e sonhava em investir em seu casamento.
Oh, you mean Letitia?
Uhum.
She did mention that dream. I'll be honest with you.
Oh.
That's the first time I ever heard something like that from one of my customers. Who would have thought? Even as I continue to pursue my dream, my work has also become someone else's. Alright, that's enough sightseeing for one day. Time to come up with a way out of this mess.
Ooh, looks like you've got your game face back.
Back? It was never gone to begin with. I did say I wasn't upset, didn't I?
Paimon thinks we should look for evidence that Uther wrote that article, and that he hired those treasure hoarders to attack Kirara. Charlotte's already working on an article to address all those nasty rumors so we can publish all our findings in the Steambird once we're done.
I don't like duking it out in the press. But if Charlotte's thrown her hat in the ring, I won't stop her either. I know where Uther's clothing factory is located. It might be a good place to start looking for some evidence.
Sounds good. We'll come with. As for Fashion Week, well, there's always next year, right? So there's no need to be too upset.
Tenho certeza que ela vai participar, 100%.
When did this become an either-or situation? Find incriminating evidence or participate in Fashion Week. I'm doing both.
But your accessories! Didn't you say your designs were unusable without them?
Isso só vai servir pra testar o limite dela, tá ligado? O que eu posso fazer que consiga ganhar, né, a Semana de Moda com esses materiais que eu tenho agora?
Well, it's true that I haven't quite figured out what to do about that, but To tell you the truth, even here in Fontaine, every time I see the sea, I can't help but remember Inazuma, and the vow I made in front of those masters. Thinking about all that, I just can't bear to take even one step back.
Isso é incrível.
The sea.
What did you just say, Chiori?
The sea. Seashells, coral.
Inspiração.
I've got it.
Got what?
Come, let's take a dip, shall we?
Ó, bora.
Chiori, wait, hold up!
Pule no mar. Simples assim. Eu vou pular daqui de cima. E começou a chover, incrível.
Demons do not stop for the rain. Move.
Eu sei que demons não param com a chuva, meu caro.
Why did you just jump into the sea all of a sudden?
Paimon, what do you think is the most beautiful thing in the sea?
A lumitoile? Or a pearl, maybe? Oh, coral's pretty too. Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to use things like that as the accessories for your designs!
Uhum.
Well, now that you hit the nail on the head, help me grab some, would you?
Leave it to us!
Pode deixar. Com licença, senhores. Só estou pegando aqui alguns materiais. Lumitoile adorável. Um lumitoile coletado do fundo do mar, seu formato é mesmo alguma coisa. Flor rosemarina arrebatadora. Tá, isso aqui precisa quebrar com aquele bagulho ali, né? Concha de... não vi.
These should be enough, right? Paimon picked all the prettiest ones in this area. Chiori, will these do?
Everything looks great. I've
Also sorriso.
collected a pretty big batch, so we should have enough.
Great! So are we gonna head back now and make some new designs?
Yes, but don't forget, we've got more than just the designs to worry about when we get back. Okay, we've got the materials for the accessories. Next, we'll need to use what we have on hand to create some new outfits.
You mean we have to start from scratch? Will there be enough time?
Pra ela, vai.
I should be able to make it, if I skip out on sleep.
Oh no, skipping out on sleep is not the answer. Wait, how come this conversation is giving Paimon major deja vu?
É bem parecido com o que tivemos com a Ganyu. Com a Ganyu. Acho que buscar o que você quer. Eu não lembro disso aqui. Você tá falando do Ritual Lanternas desse ano? Não lembro. Acho que deve ser daquele negócio lá naquela... Cara meio que fica sem dormir pra conseguir fazer o trabalho. Acho que é isso. Enfim, acho que buscar o que você quer significa fazer sacrifícios. Concordo.
Well, anyway, sleep is important. You're not gonna convince Paimon otherwise.
Ô, Paimon, é só uns dias, depois ela recupera.
Argue with you there. One thing's for sure, though. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it work. All this grit and determination. It reminds me of the first fashion week I ever participated in.
What else can we help with?
Modelos.
Let me see.
Please,
All there's left
modelos.
to do is tear up all the outfits currently on display.
Sério?
You got it! Wait, what did you
What?
say?
You heard me. Tear them all up.
Vai ser legal, vai ser divertido.
First fashion week. I had no savings to speak of. Just a few dozen yards of fabric and a dream. I had to make something work, so I tore up all the clothes that I brought with me from Inazuma, and I used the scraps to make my entries for the show. I used the larger pieces for the base fabric and the smaller pieces for accessories. If it worked back then, why not now? We can also repurpose some of the ready-to-use accessories in the shop as well.
But you worked so hard on all these outfits.
Ela faz mais.
I know. That's why I refuse to let it all go to waste. I'm not going to let them win, even if it takes everything I've ever made and more.
Que pessoa forte. Tô adorando.
No need
Bora,
to be
me deixa.
nervous. I won't hold it against you. Of course, if anyone dared to tear up one of my dresses in front of me on a normal day, I'd probably toss them into the sewer.
Meu Xiao vai acabar com tudo. Desmonte as roupas.
Just this once, though. I think I can make an exception. Go ahead and tear them up. Think of it as a good way to vent your emotions.
Queria fazer com o Xiao, mas tudo bem. Ah, que legal! Ai.
Terra Smash!
Acho que não foi uma boa ideia, não.
Good job. That should do it.
Engraçado que eles cortaram as roupas e caiu certinho o rolo, assim.
Chiori, are you alright? Sorry for taking so long. I got caught up and... Whoa. What happened to your shop? Who did this? Those monsters. Slandering you in the papers wasn't enough for them, was it? They even sent people to wreck your shop.
Meu amorzinho chegou, só queria dizer isso.
Give me their names. Since they're all too eager to tear up other people's clothes, I think it's about time the Spina di Rosula return the favor.
Maybe.
Por isso que elas são melhores amigas.
A bit first, 'cause you see,
Patroa, por favor, pega leve com a gente.
Huh?
Ugh, what is this, a soap opera? I was the one who asked the traveler to tear up the outfits. We need all the fabric and accessories we can get.
Oh, so that's what happened. I guess I got a bit ahead of myself just now. Back to what you were doing, everyone. You can all just pretend like I didn't say anything.
Navia sure is scary when she's angry.
Por isso que eu gosto dela.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a false accusation. No one's gonna orchestrate some conspiracy to take down one of my friends and get away with it.
Pior que a acusação falsa foi uma coisa que ela passou por muito perrengue, né? Lá da história dela e tal. A acusação falsa é foda contra ela.
You and Chiori are really close.
Of course. Everyone knows that Chiori makes the most gorgeous outfits in town. All of the Spina di Rosula's formal wear is custom tailored here.
Now, if only you'd give me the contract for your uniforms as well.
As if you'd enjoy designing something as boring and formulaic as a uniform.
Besta.
That's why I didn't ask you in the first place, silly. Plus, with how much your intel has helped us out in the past, to the Spina, you're more of an intelligence agency than a fashion boutique.
If I had it my way, it would be the other way around.
Anyway, we both know why I'm here. Tell me, how can the Spina be of service to you?
If it's not too much trouble, can I borrow some skilled hands to help with some simple sewing work? I'll need all the help I can get if I'm going to finish these outfits over the next few days.
Oh, no problem. I've got a few of those guys all ready to go. I just knew you wouldn't be intimidated into withdrawing from this year's show. When are you going to get started? I can help with sewing too.
Actually, there's something else I'd like to ask of you.
Ask away. I'm all ears.
Oh, and Traveler and Paimon, could you help me pass word to Lyney and Lynette?
Sabia.
Their help as well.
Ou seja, vai ser modelo Lynette, Lyney, Feminette e Navia, provavelmente. Com prazer.
I'm done with my interview. Has Miss Chiori made it back yet? Oh! What happened to the boutique? Who did this? Give me names. I'll make sure every last one lands a full feature on the front page of the Steambird tomorrow.
Os amigos de verdade chegando, tá ligado? Todo mundo tendo a mesma reação. O sonzinho.
What should we do about these clothes everywhere? Need any help?
Sort them by the type of fabric first, and then by color. Oh, and don't forget to remove any accessories and put them to the side.
That sounds pretty straightforward. I'll help too.
Ok. A loja dela é tão bonita, tem um provador. Olha o provador, que bonito. Oh, dá pra sentar. Oh! Ai, que legal. Eu vou tirar uma fotinha. O Xiao sentado no provador aqui. Yay! Calma, tira um zoomzinho. Que bonitinho, velho. Calma. É difícil controlar com um controle. Com o controle é muito difícil controlar, velho. A cara dele. Será que eu consigo fazer algumas expressões já? Ah, eu consigo, ó. É porque eu ainda tô upando o nível de amizade com ele. Ah. Calma, qual a diferença de padrão pra sério? Tá, ele só fecha um pouquinho os olhos. Vou deixar ele aqui com o olho fechado. Que legal, que bonito. Calma, deixa eu tirar mais um pouco do zoom. Calma, não. Peraí. Aí. Calma. Ah, eu queria que tivesse como tirar, tipo, ele com o Traveler aqui, a foto. A loja dela é tão confortávelzinha. Olha! Ah, agora que eu vi o teto, velho. O teto é de vidro. Que bonito. Bora lá, então. Falar com Lyney e Lynette. Oi, 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 oi. Knock, knock. Toque, toque.
Lyney, Lynette! Great, you're both here!
Hey, Traveler.
And you'd have missed us.
Vamos para um show, será?
Article in the papers. We were just about to go find Miss Chiori.
Ah, eu esqueci que as roupas deles também são feitas por ela, parece, né? Eu acho.
She helped design a number of our costumes in the past and even sponsored one of our performances.
Ah.
The time has come, it seems, for us to return the favor.
Legal que ela...
Perfect! She was the one who sent us!
Legal que ela tem um monte de amigos, assim, importantes, né? E grandes, tipo, eles são grandes apresentadores de apresentações de Fontaine. A nave é da Espinha de Rosula, a Charlotte é do Pássaro a Vapor. Ela tem muitas conexões importantes.
In that case, I assume that there's something we can do to help. Just say the word and we'll take care of it.
Okay, so it's like this.
Is that all we'll need to do?
Yep.
Should be a piece of cake for the two of us.
Paimon's glad to hear it! Well then, guess it's about time we go and find some evidence for all the bad stuff Uther's been doing, right?
É hora da Paimon investigadora, não? Bota aquele óculosinho, por favor.
Chiori said we shouldn't disturb her over the next couple of days. We can check in with her again once she's done with all the new designs.
But the show's in another 2 days, isn't it? Will she be able to make the deadline?
Com certeza.
Well, according to her, she wants to first beat Uther fair and square at the show, and then defeat him in the court of public opinion. She said that it'd be like,
A two-pronged approach?
Courtesy first, confrontation second?
Yeah, something like that.
É, por aí.
Understood. Then we'll have faith in her decision. We'll go make some preparations. See you at the venue in 2 days.
All right, we're counting on you.
Thanks.
Okay, then let's also do as Chiori said and meet up with her at Uther's factory in 2 days. We'll gather the evidence then. Oh, Paimon sure hopes she won't have a hard time making all those new outfits for the show.
Ok. Espera até 2 dias depois. Beleza. Aliás, eu tô quase upando de nível já. Olha ali, ó. 255.083, 258.083. Bora lá pra fábrica desse arrombado. É na... Ué, é na parte de baixo, lá onde fica aquele esconderijo da Espinha de Rosula. Deve ser uma das casas de lá, né? É aqui. Ah, tá. É aqui mesmo.
Oh, you're here.
Chiori! How are the new outfits coming along? You look kinda tired.
Claro.
Just a few steps left now. I've handed the rest over to Alof. We should be able to make tonight's show.
Wow, that's cutting it real close. Are you sure she'll be okay without you?
Don't worry. I have no intention of giving ground on either front. With the fashion show scheduled for tonight, Uther has closed his factory. This is our only chance to secure any incriminating evidence.
Okay, Paimon totally gets that this is all his fault and he totally deserves it, but wouldn't we technically be trespassing on his property if we just barge in like this?
His factory is usually open to the public. It may not be open for business right now, but that doesn't mean visitors can't stop by for a tour.
Ah.
We're just curious customers after all, aren't we?
Só tô mandando só, de boa.
Well, when you put it that way...
Anyway, Uther's factory is right over there. Let's hurry up and get moving.
Bora.
Why would he open a factory over there?
We have different marketing strategies. While I specialize in high-end custom garments, he prefers low prices and large sales volumes. I don't know. Maybe the rent here is cheap.
All right. Ugh, it's really creepy. Paimon would never choose to buy anything from a place like that.
Meio estranho
Good
mesmo.
point. Let's all be on our guard.
Tipo uma fábrica de roupa aí, sei lá. Parece um bagulho suspeito demais. Vai ser um domínio, eu acho, né? É, imaginei. Uma fábrica suspeita localizada na Felavicender e pode conter evidências de práticas de negócios desonestas por parte do seu proprietário. E na imagenzinha ali dá pra ver, é aquele local que eu falei até na live da 4.5, que talvez fosse uma área nova, mas não, é uma fábrica então. Quer dizer, eu falei que podia ser uma fábrica da Chiori também, mas que seria uma área nova, mas nesse caso não é, né? É um domínio só. Eu vou com minha equipe normal aqui. Provavelmente vão colocar a Chiori pra eu testar também. Olha aí. E deixa eu ver como é que ela tá aqui. Nossa, tá forte, hein? Pô. 180 de crítico com 76 de taxa. É bem alto isso aqui. Tá quase pique do meu Xiao, tá ligado? Eu tenho um pouco mais de dano crítico só. E o ataque também. Porra, mas tá forte. Nossa senhora, 88 de dano crítico essa arma dela, a assinatura. Porra. Quando o personagem é ativo, o próximo causa dano gel, efeito... Além disso, a defesa... Isso aqui é bom... Ah, não, ia dizer que é bom pra Noelle, mas ela usa espadão. Não dá. Ok, tem o ritual real também. Tá C3. E... Porra... Tá forte, hein? Essa Chiori aqui tá forte. Bom, eu tenho o meu Zongler aqui, dá pra combar com ela. Mas olha que bonito isso aqui. Quer dizer, bonito não, é do rival, né? Feio. Bosta, lixo.
We're in. There really is nobody here.
Mas é grande, hein? Porra. Olha o tamanho dessa fábrica aqui. Bora explorar. Ah, dá pra sentar, ó. Será que teria algum baú escondido por aqui? Oh, peraí. É pra ir pra lá. Deixa eu ver, deve ter alguma coisa aqui. Aí, tô preso. Tem que ter alguma coisa aqui, não é possível que... Porra, mudei sem querer. Véi, o que pode ter aqui, cara? Olha isso aqui, o tamanho disso aqui pra baixo. What the fuck? Tá, tem uma corrente aqui, né? Talvez isso aqui seja onde a gente vai sair depois. E eu já tô explorando, tá ligado? Ah, que eu queria um baúzinho, pelo menos. Beleza. É, pelo visto não tem nenhum baú aqui. Tá bom. Ok, isso é um atendente?
Dear visitors.
Que legal.
Oh, Paimon nearly fell out of the air. What is that thing?
A
Que
mechanical
legal.
guide. They usually use a recorded tape to give you a tour of the factory.
Please, follow me, dear guests.
Gostei muito da voz dele, velho. Que legal. Vai lá. Mostra a gente aí o caminho. Quer dizer, pode ir na frente aí que eu vou dar uma olhadinha aqui. Não tem. Ok. Desisto. Tá, mas eu sinceramente tô achando bonita a fábrica dele mesmo.
First stop on our tour is a look at the gradual evolution of our clothing brand.
Boo.
After that, we welcome you to peruse our most popular styles.
Huh. Uther seems to be doing pretty well for himself, doesn't he? Why would he feel the need to bother you when he could just focus on improving his own brand?
Justamente.
This is the studio where our designs are made.
Calma.
Please, take a look around at your leisure.
Yep, this seems like Uther's workspace, all right. Let's see what we can find.
Bora. Mas, porra, é um bagulho aberto, assim, de graça. Qualquer um pode ver e analisar os dados do cara. Oxe. Pula. Ah, não dá pra passar, beleza. Mas eu gostei do robozinho, a carinha dele aqui, bonito. o sorrisinho assim. O olho, quer dizer. Notas na mesa. A entregadora chegará na cidade na manhã. Olha só, através... Aqui já tem uma prova, hein? Já tem uma prova. Tipo, ele tava analisando a Kirara e ela foi atacada. Ou seja, tem uma ligação clara aí, né? Tá, caderno de memorando. Gastos com marketing, 100 mil hora. Gastos de contratação, 200 mil hora. Gastos com materiais, blá blá blá. Beleza. Papel na estante de livros. Alguns detalhes antigos de Uther, não há nada estranho com eles.
These are the fitting rooms. Please use them at your leisure.
Huh? There seems to be something in this fitting room.
Ok, obrigado, robozinho. Ué.
Why did the door just close?
Hold on tight, Paimon.
Why is it moving?
Why is it moving? Com certeza isso aqui é um local secreto. Ó a música.
It seems to have stopped.
Opa! Com certeza...
It seems like we're someplace deeper inside the factory.
Olha aí, ó. Aquilo era só a superfície, a parte superficial. Como é a palavra? A vitrine, tá ligado? Agora estão escondidos os segredos mais secretos de todos. Por aqui, por baixo, provavelmente. E eu vou deixar a Chiori. Gostei. Invocou 2 ainda, né? Porque... Olha a carinha desse aqui. Você podia arrastar elas. Que legal. Que legal. Invocou 2 por conta da estrutura do Zongli, né? Porque comba e aí pode botar mais uma bonequinha. Olha, um repolho. Obrigado. Mas aqui deve ter baú, viu? Aqui 100% deve ter baú. Vamos olhar todos. Baúzinho. Não. Ok. Dá pra mergulhar aqui? Não. Nenhum baúzinho ainda.
Look out, there are guards here.
Baú. Tá, agora bora lá. Botou ele. Botou o Bennett. Botou ela.
Let's go, Tomato.
30k, porra. Imagina essas bichinhas dela aí com as da Furina. Deve dar um dano legal, velho. Scatter. Ah, invocou uma a mais, ó. Ela teleporta, que legal. Que da hora. Eu vou tentar combar ela com Xiao, pode crer. Porque aí vai... Ah, não, mas ela... Não, peraí, ela tá em último. Vai voltar pro Xiao, verdade. Se você usar a habilidade dela, né, e apertar de novo durante um curto tempo, ela dá ali essa troca. Isso aqui arrasta a gente. Calma aí, deixa eu explorar aqui, né. Tá, aqui não parece ter nada. Aqui também não. Dá pra deixar que ele me leve aqui. Sim.
This place is filthy! Are the clothes from Uther's shop seriously made here?
Look over there.
Água suja? Credo.
That water looks super nasty! Oh, Paimon can smell the stench from all the way over here.
Até eu consigo.
And I was the one using unsafe materials, Uther?
So he was actually the one who opened an underground factory.
No wonder his clothes always felt weird to the touch. He's been using all manner of tricks here in a bid to cut costs.
Eu não entendo isso de você usar um monte de truque pra reduzir custos, pra tentar... Não vai dar certo a longo prazo, cara, não dá. Curto prazo, porra, pode até ser legal, mas esse negócio de cortar gastos o tempo todo, literalmente o tempo todo, não dá certo no longo prazo, tá ligado? Tem que ter um equilíbrio ali.
Should the clothes made here even be worn?
Deve dar alergia e tudo.
Fading. These materials can give you skin problems if you wear them too often.
Olha aí.
That's terrifying! Let's take some photos right away as evidence.
Perfeito isso aí. Olha a água suja. Podre. É.
This way he won't be able to try and deny anything in court. All right, let's keep going.
Tá, a habilidade elemental de Chiori pode fazê-la avançar rapidamente. Mantenha pressionada para mirar e ajustar a direção desse avanço. Com controle vai ser foda. Após decidir, solte para liberar e avançar. Tá, eu sei, mas porra, com o controle eu espero que eu não caia.
Doesn't look like there's a path here.
Follow me. Let's go up.
Let's go up. Tem nada aqui, né?
This place seems like some kind of warehouse. Ugh, and it stinks too.
Essa água podre tá em todo lugar.
What's going on? Our way in's been blocked.
Ele quer nos prender na fábrica. Deve estar aí, então.
Seems like he knew we'd be coming.
Câmera.
You did say he knew you really well, didn't you?
Yes. And that's because we used to be partners.
But you're practically at each other's throats. Now you're telling us you used to work together?
When I first came to Fontaine, we were both fledgling designers who longed to gain a foothold in the world of fashion. We shared the same goal, so we decided to work together. In the beginning, we both wanted to make clothes that would stand out from the crowd and shatter tradition. The kind of clothes that would turn heads and leave people in awe. But with every criticism we received, and every sponsor that rejected us, Uther's confidence disappeared little by little. Finally, right before Fashion Week, he came to the conclusion that we wouldn't be able to make the designs we always dreamed of, and we parted ways. For my part, I gambled it all, and devoted everything I had to that 1 week. I came out the other side with something that really made me proud. I was nervous to present it, of course, but I knew it was my chance to show the industry what I was made of. In the end, well...
Deu certo.
You received the acclaim of all Fontaine while Uther gave up on his dream and turned to making this sketchy stuff.
É como se, tipo, ele tivesse ficado com medo, né? De não dar certo o sonho dele ali. E aí ele meio que foi para o mais comum, o que todo mundo faz. E começou a produzir em massa, né? As mesmas roupas e tal. Já ela não apostou no sonho dela, que era um design diferenciado. E deu certo. Ok. É uma lição também isso aqui, pra se tirar.
I don't know the exact details of what happened after that. All I know is, after I opened Chioriya,
Inveja?
He's harassed me every year since.
Provavelmente inveja.
He's just jealous of what you've accomplished. A guy like that doesn't deserve your sympathy.
Inveja e também, tipo, remorso, tá ligado? Um monte de sentimento ruim só.
Well, let's focus on getting out of here first. Missing the show is as good as letting him win.
There are some control panels over there. Let's see if any of those buttons do anything.
Bora pro do meio primeiro.
Oh, that doesn't seem to have done anything. Maybe try the next one? That didn't do anything either.
Claro que é o último.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Deixa eu tentar fazer isso aqui, calma aí. Dar aqui em cima. Aí troca pro Xiao. É, deu certo.
Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Calma aí.
I am the cutting edge of fashion.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Look over there.
Ok.
Seems like there's a way out. Maybe we can use these mechanisms to get higher.
Foi tranquilo até.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Pô, mas aí... Tem que esperar a recarga dela.
Unauthorized
Ou dá pra subir aqui? Dá pra subir.
Expulsion mode.
Droga.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders entering expulsion mode.
Pensei que teria um baú aqui.
We finally made it out. Why does it feel like the movement patterns of those mechs have changed?
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure.
Oh, acho que era por aqui mesmo.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure.
Tá, eu tenho que subir aqui.
Warning. Warning. Unauthorized intruders initiating shutdown procedure.
Oh. Baú grandão. Aqui, ó, a gente vai sair lá no começo, naquela parte que eu tentei entrar antes.
We're finally out of that stinky place. Let's take this evidence and get out of here.
Quer ver que ele vai estar aqui na frente? Tenho certeza.
Finally, the entrance. At last.
Oh, those chambers couldn't hold you, I see.
Sabia.
What a surprise.
We've collected a bunch of evidence on all the nasty stuff happening at your factory. You're not getting away this time, Uther.
The evidence on your person, you mean? What makes you think I have any intention of letting it get past these walls?
E o que te faz pensar que tu vai conseguir impedir a gente?
More mechanical guards? Really? Ever thought about using these funds for a legitimate purpose?
Oh, but this is a legitimate purpose.
Oh, com certeza.
Destroying Chioriya Boutique? Or continuing to make your rotten rags?
Proving that fashion is merely a laughable farce. A carnival of ignorance!
You know what your problem is, Uther? You've become so obsessed with the concept of fashion itself that you let it paralyze you. Stop trying to cater to it. Focus on your own work and you get to decide what fashion means.
Que lição, caramba.
Spare me the lecture, why don't you? Sooner or later, you'll cater to all the voices too, you know. After all, what is fashion but another form of public opinion?
Ele ficou frustrado que ele não conseguiu prosseguir naquele primeiro festival lá que ele e a Chiori participou. E aí tacou isso agora. Ah, moda é foda-se a moda.
Fashion is about aspiring towards a certain ideal. But it's up to you to decide what it is. My brand caters to no one but myself and my vision. That's my ideal, and it's not going to change.
Ponto.
Well, once the people witness their former darling's spectacular fall, they'll understand how laughable that ideal truly is.
That's what you've been trying to prove all this time? Your jaded understanding of the industry is the reason you've had it out for my brand for so long? You weren't like this before, Uther. What happened to the man who wanted to make something that would bring the entire world to its knees?
He realized long ago how utterly naive and ridiculous that dream was.
You gave up on your dream, but that wasn't enough, was it? You had to find a way to prove to yourself that it could never have been possible at all. You think you understand, but you're just a bitter man who let his regrets dictate his choices. You regret giving up on your dream. So you stopped at nothing to prove to yourself that it wasn't the wrong choice.
Porra, nossa, isso aqui deu na cara dele tanto, tanto. É exatamente
This
isso.
whole thing, Uther. It's pathetic.
Porra, cuspiu no corpo morto já.
Pathetic. Why don't you take a look in the mirror? You're a fool daydreaming about taking all of Tibet by storm. Well, good luck doing that when even Fontaine doesn't have a place for you anymore.
You're right. Maybe all those who pursue their dreams are fools. But more pitiful still are cowards who are too afraid to even attempt what the fool is brave enough to try.
Toma outra, cacete, velho. A Chiori... Porra, a Chiori tem umas respostas muito foda. Puta que pariu, olha isso. Mas ainda ridículos são os covardes que têm medo demais de sequer tentar o que o tolo é corajoso o suficiente de tentar. Porra! Caralho, uma arma! Opa! Calma aí, deu cacete. Porra! Chiori, você vai primeiro.
Yeah, just leave this guy to us.
O cara puxou uma arma, mano.
You go instead.
Oh.
But he has a gun.
Foda-se.
Just go to the venue and tell everyone to proceed with the plan. I'll deal with him. Some lessons are best delivered in person.
Não tem como, ela é muito incrível. Tudo bem. Não vou nem falar, tenha cuidado que ela não precisa.
Catch up with us soon.
Trying to leave, are we?
Na Paimon, tadinha, velho. Não, é foda.
I've held back all this time because of our past partnership, Uther. But all that changed after our tour of your factory.
Still trying to talk tough, I see.
No matter what you've been through, no matter why you've become like this. If I may borrow the words of a friend, a guy like you doesn't deserve my sympathy. Allow me to show you the true meaning of the Chioriya brand.
Mostra pra ele. Puta que pariu, vai ser foda isso. Cutscene, né? Yes,
the Chioriya brand represents more than a person or a trademark. It's a way of life.
Porra.
Greetings, friends at Fontaine Fashion Week.
Ó a música.
Feast your eyes on the extravaganza that Chioriya Boutique has prepared for you today.
Brilliant, dazzling, and wholly unique. And most importantly,
an enduring, never-say-die spirit. That's the true meaning of the Chioriya brand.
Calma, Kirara.
And now, let's welcome the thundering seamstress, Miss Chiori herself.
Costureira trovejante.
Did Chiori not...
É claro que ela vai chegar a tempo.
Lights, cameras, over here, please.
Let the show begin.
No!
fashion along with it.
Caralho,
But
Lyney!
Chioriya will remain the same. No challenge is too great. Chioriya caters to no one. Not even the times.
Todo mundo tá tão lindo.
Chioriya will always lead the fashion of our time. Finally, let's not forget.
Essa música é perfeita. Tá todo mundo tão lindo, olha isso.
Only those who do not give up on their dreams are worthy of this brand.
Porra. Cara.
Well then, I suppose all that's left to say is Happy Fashion Week, fellow dreamers.
Nossa, perfeito, perfeito. Eu quero comprar essa marca agora. Eu quero. Depois de animar, eu tô de volta pra Boutique Chioriya. Eu quero comprar a roupa dessa marca também. E que slogan maravilhoso. Apenas aqueles que não desistem dos seus sonhos são dignos dessa marca. Perfeito. Mudou ali.
This. A little more to the left. Like this?
Tô mudando o logo da marca, legal, velho.
Perfect.
Ew.
Oh, that looks great! Miss Chiori, can I take a picture?
Please.
Of course. I didn't know you'd make a brand new signboard.
I made it before Fashion Week. I figured it'd be best to put it up after the success of the show.
Olha, já tava prevendo já.
Well, how can you become renowned through all of Tevat without a fancy signboard of your own? The Spina's way ahead of you in that regard.
Now that you mention it, perhaps our magic troupe could use one of those.
Uh-huh.
Our signatures are the Grinmalkin cat and the Bogglecat box. Oh, and we need to add Pear as well.
Do Lynette, precisa.
Pear would need an alias, of course. How about... the Hangry Bird.
The Hangry Birdie. The Angry Bird é fogo.
So, does that mean your signboard is going to be 2 cats and a penguin stuffed into a single hat?
Por aí.
Ooh, that sounds super snuggly and warm.
And a bit cramped.
Miss Chiori, I'm done taking pictures. You can expect the article in tomorrow's Steambird, along with the evidence the Traveler gathered.
Sério, tava todo mundo tão bonito ali na cutscene. Todo mundo... A nave, nossa, o cabelo... Vocês viram o cabelo da nave, velho? Tava perfeito. Tudo estiloso.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Agora, o Lyney, nossa. O Lyney tava muito gato também, velho. Puta que pariu.
It's my pleasure. Bringing the truth to light.
Todo mundo
is a
tava.
journalist's duty.
Going forward, feel free to custom order any accessories you need for Monsieur Verite. It's on the house.
Huh?
Olha!
You really mean it?
Of course. The same goes for you too, Lyney and Lynette. If you have need of any costumes in the future, just drop me a note.
Caramba.
What about something other than a costume?
Thank you, Chiori. It's much
Como assim?
appreciated.
Well, I don't really need anything. Just don't be a stranger, all right? I don't need anything either. So long as you continue to request my international courier services from Komania Express, we're golden.
Actually, that reminds me. When will you be leaving, Kirara?
Huh? About that.
The Spina di Rosula has prepared a special vehicle for you, so you can just get in and we'll push it all the way out of Fontaine.
A cara da Paimon. A boquinha foi perfeita. A boquinha foi o toque ali da Paimon. E isso aqui tá maravilhoso demais. Eu amo a nave, simplesmente de coração, com todo o meu ser.
What? No, that's so embarrassing. Ooh, do we hit something nice too, Chiori?
Of course.
Just
hold on a second.
Disrupting public order at the show, appropriating venue lighting equipment without authorization, using weaponry in public, hosting a dangerous performance without notifying the authorities.
Onde que tinha tudo isso aí? Calma aí.
Shivers, we can explain.
Vai prender todo mundo. Todo mundo vai fazer uma visitinha à Fortaleza por uma semana.
If you come across anyone who matches those descriptions, please report them to the Special Patrol at your earliest convenience.
Okay.
Enjoyed that, didn't you? You nearly scared me half to death.
Says the one who pulled that stunt earlier. How about you do me a favor and tell me in advance next time you're planning something like that?
And if I had, would you have approved?
No.
No, but it would have at least spared me a whole lot of anxiety.
Well, I would say I more than made it up to you, have I not? A whole underground workshop in the Fleuve Sandra, and the man responsible all tied up and handed to you on a silver platter.
Todo amarrado.
Sounds pretty thoughtful if you ask me.
All right, I won't argue with you. You can have this one.
Well, friends, I would say we've earned ourselves a nice meal for our efforts. Let's go. Spina's treat.
Ooh.
I'll have to take a rain check. I've still got a lot of paperwork to take care of, so you all go have fun.
Tá de noite, véi,
By
bora.
the way, Chiori, I ran into Wenger on the way here. He had a message for you.
Tá, e agora que tudo resolveu, o que ele vai fazer?
I don't need to hear it. I'm sure the old fool used pretty much every apology in the book. I'll just visit him some other day and give him a hard time about everything.
Boa. Agora tudo tá resolvido. E a gente pode voltar a se unir?
You know him well.
Thanks again.
Mas como eu falei, né? Naquela hora lá no começo, dá pra entender o lado dele. Até a Chiori entendeu o ponto dele.
My pleasure. Oh, and one last thing. That was really quite an amazing show.
Foi mesmo. Ela sorriu! Ai, que bonitinho!
All right. Follow me if you want in on the celebration feast. Come on, we're leaving.
Bora!
Traveler, Paimon, could you go wait for me at that place with the view? I'll let Navia know that we'll be a little late. There's something I'd like to give you.
Pode deixar.
Place with the view? Oh, Paimon knows where you mean. Sure, no problem.
Perfect. I'll be right there.
O que ela vai entregar pra gente? Tô curioso. Chegamos.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, we didn't wait long at all. But what did you want to give us that you couldn't share right in front of everyone else?
Here. Take this.
O que é?
Oh, wow.
Broche!
And in the style of Chioriya boutique, too. Wait, Paimon gets one as well?
Que bonitinho!
For now. After much consideration, I decided to give them to you two.
Que bonitinho, velho. Eu vou cuidar muito bem disso.
You've been a great help. Even when things were looking bleak, you stayed by my side.
Olha que pessoa, hein, que tá vendo? Ela é uma pessoa maravilhosa, velho. Para.
There were even times when I felt like I had to fight back and win. Even if it was just to honor the trust that you had in me.
Caramba. Que frase forte.
Well, we may have helped a little, but Paimon would say you deserve most of the credit. This result, it was all you, Chiori.
Eu queria muito que a gente continuasse usando isso aqui, velho. Ia doer se deixassem sair pra gente um acessório permanente, sabe? Não ia, mas não vão deixar, tenho
I know
certeza.
for certain that was not the case. I've chased my dream for so long that I've come to understand something.
Opa, agora, hora de aprendizado, bora ver.
Apart from conviction and persistence, the thing that matters most is having friends who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself.
São os amigos no caminho, como sempre. Amém.
A single person can only do so much. Without all your help, Chioriya Boutique could have easily fallen to ruin.
Mas ela, querendo ou não, tá certa, sabe? Como ela falaria, uma única pessoa só consegue ir até um ponto, né? Ali tá meio bugado, mas enfim. Uma pessoa sozinha tem limites, digamos assim. Por mais que se ela, que é uma pessoa que, tipo, acredita pra caramba nela mesma, no próprio sonho e tudo, tá admitindo isso, dá pra entender que realmente é isso, sabe? Tipo, tem limite. Mas aí você vai, tem uma ajuda dos seus amigos que realmente gostam de você, realmente se preocupam com você, realmente se importam com você. E aí você consegue, com mais facilidade, passar por certas coisas.
Well, Paimon doesn't think it would have ever gotten to that point. Not if you had anything to say about it. But, about the stuff you said at the show, you aren't worried it'll rub some people the wrong way?
Perhaps my words were a little pretentious, but they do reflect how I truly feel. I won't bow or scrape before any force in this world, much less any individual.
Convicção do caramba essa.
I'm confident in the quality of my work. Create something beautiful, and there will always be people who appreciate it.
Well, guess there's nothing to worry about then.
Mm-hmm.
Should we go back and join them at the victory feast?
Oh, yes, of course. But before that, I'd like to admire the view for just a little while longer.
Bora admirar a vista um pouquinho mais. É bom, sabe? Você dar uma pausa assim, em certos momentos do jogo, não sair rushando tudo. Eu acho importante. Eu gosto de fazer isso, você aproveita mais os momentos, sabe? Porque querendo ou não, a vida é feita de pequenos momentos.
You know, of all the nights I've spent in Fontaine, I'd say this is the loveliest by far.
Que coisa linda. Ganhei um broche, mas é pro bully de relaxar, né? Infelizmente tenho certeza que não vai ficar com a gente. Deixa eu até ver aqui, ó. Ó, já sumiu ali da Paimon. Provavelmente vai ter sumido do viajante também, né? Deixa eu ver aqui. Acho que sim. Poxa, tem um buraquinho ali bem perfeito pra botar o broche. Aí podia deixar. Bora ler o que é que tá escrito ali nele, né? Pelo menos. Ah, é do bully, esqueci. Aqui. Um presente de Chiori, um broche no estilo do logotipo atual da boutique Chioriya. Atualmente existe apenas 2 desses no mundo todo, ambos projetados e feitos pela renomeada designer Chiori pessoalmente. Crie algo bonito e sempre haverá pessoas que o apreciarão. O metal do broche não pode manter o calor uma vez transmitido por sua mão, mas suas palavras e voz continuam gravadas em sua mente. Deixa eu voltar lá pra... Eu acho que não vai ter mais nada, né, porque já acabou a missão lendária em si. Mas... Vamos ver. A boutique dela fica por aqui. Bom, um ponto que mudou realmente foi a logo, né? Eu acho não. Ela vai estar diferente agora pra sempre, né? Antes da missão era uma logo X, agora vai ser outra. Aí, ó, tá vendo? Ó? Agora tá a nova logo aqui, né? E aí, Lof? Tá, como anda os negócios? Graças a você, o show de moda da senhorita Chiori foi um grande sucesso. Olha aí, mudou. Desde então, lançamos vários produtos e clientes vieram de todos os lugares como a onda infinita. Na verdade, estamos com falta de mão de obra. A senhorita Chiori até mencionou que ela gostaria de fazer uma viagem com você qualquer dia desses. Mas não contei ela que eu te disse isso. Que bonitinho. Que bonitinho. Dá pra entrar, por favor? Dá pra entrar, yes! Eu não sei se dava pra entrar antes, mas que bom que dá pra entrar. Opa, notas na mesa. Agora nós estamos parados na mesa, blá, blá. Olha, que legal. Que bom que eu vim aqui, velho, que bom. Beleza, bora deixar os planos de viagem por último. Bora ver a carta pra Chevrelse. Empregado, Maison Gardiennage, falando na loja sobre um acordo entre seu superior e... Tom foi conclusivo. Alguém testemunha um criminoso procurar aparecer, receio que seja apenas um rumor. Tá. E o outro é pra Charlotte. Obrigado pela sua reportagem recente. Aqui estão as novas decorações para o Monsieur Verit. Vamos tomar chá quando tiver a chance. Apenas chá, por sinal, nada de entrevistas. Tá bom. Ou seja, essas cartas aqui é ela que fez pras pessoas. Deixa eu ver o da Chevrelse não, pra ver se eu entendi. Tá, empregado, falando... Tá, eu não entendi muito bem essa da Chevrelse aqui. Bora ver o plano de viagem, que é com a gente, né? Soube que as pessoas... Opa! Olha! Já tá falando de Natlan. Soube que as pessoas de Natlan têm vestido algumas novas tendências. Vou conferi-las se tiver tempo. Designs de Snesnaya podem ser usados como referência para roupas de inverno, se estiver no caminho. Ok. A gente pode visitar ela, não é? Tipo, visitar ela não, viajar com ela pra Natlan, pra ver as coisas. Deixa eu ler aquilo que tem uma coisa aqui também. Algumas cartas paradas na mesa. Tá, bora ver. Olha, mais coisas. Tá, agora isso aqui é que as pessoas deixaram pra ela, né? Carta de Chevrelse primeiro. Os guardas suspeitam no juiz. Acordo clandestino ilícito. Esposa dele, cliente regular na sua loja, por favor, fique de olho. Tá, é tipo a informação pra ela... que ela não é informante, né? Então, ok. Carta da Kirara. Alguém me perguntou sobre minhas roupas e onde as consegui enquanto estava fazendo uma entrega, Chiori. Disseram que queriam muito fazer um conjunto pra filha. Vou anexar os tamanhos e foto da criança aqui. Vou passar na sua loja pra pegar na próxima vez que estiver na cidade. Bonitinho. Da Emily. Obrigado, senhorita Chiori, pelos seus comentários sobre as fragrâncias. Coloquei uma amostra do meu mais novo produto nessa carta. É um experimento recente com uma fragrância roça marinha. E também sobre o cronograma para o próximo teste. Bora ver a última da nave agora. Tem uma festa spin nessa noite e você tá convidada. Observação, traga Elof também, tá certo? Que bonitinho. Eu amo que elas são amigas assim, próximas, sabe? De verdade. Eu gostei muito da personagem da Chiori, né? Conhecer mais dela agora. Gostei muito mesmo. Ver, tipo, quem ela é, sabe? Internamente. Quais são as ambições dela, o sonho, como é que ela age com as coisas. Que ela realmente se importa bastante com os amigos. Ver tudo isso foi maravilhoso. Eu só gostei mais ainda dela e eu quero muito ter ela agora também. Não vou olhar nesse banner aqui, mas no futuro, sabe? Eu gosto desse tipo de personagem, sabe? Que é um personagem mais adulto, digamos assim. Não é bobalhão, não brinca muito. Tipo, eu gosto também desses personagens que brincam e tal. Mas é bom, sabe? Você ver um personagem mais sério assim, que tem suas próprias convicções, é centrado. É legal, sabe? É legal. E ao mesmo tempo não é arrogante. Ela não é arrogante, sabe? Então, é muito bom. Sabe? Muito bom. E eu gostei do fato que ela é bem próxima da Navia, como eu falei. A Navia, pra mim, é uma personagem maravilhosa que tem todos esses aspectos que eu citei da Chiori também. E muitos melhores ainda. Eu amo muito a Navia. Mas enfim, é isso. Obrigado por assistirem aqui esse vídeo. Obrigado por me verem jogando. E aproveitem pra jogar também essa missão, que realmente foi muito boa. Curtam cada momento dela, né? E sintam o que é pra sentir.
Reduced to just standing around. How absurd.
Desculpa aí, cara, eu tô só comentando aqui. Aproveitem, sabe, os momentos assim do Genshin, de missões, de conhecer mais dos personagens e tal. Porque é legal, sabe, é uma vibe boa quando você não sai rushando tudo. Mas enfim, é isso. Obrigado de novo e até o próximo vídeo. Tchau, 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 tchau.